Folks, you may not know it from my generally dejected and lugubrious vibe. Might need a dictionary for that one. I know the SAT was a long time ago. But despite the vibe I've attempted to cultivate here, I am unfortunately what's known in the streets as a clout chaser. You could call me a retired clout goblin even. For the longest time, if there was some shit that other people wanted, I wanted it too. Y'all can keep your think pieces about mimetic desire. You do not understand the joy that was 2015 hypebeast culture. The idea that you could go to New York City and queue up with other 15-year-olds and 40-year-old resellers, all nervously trying to get their hands on the supreme brick, while also secretly hoping that Emily Oberg was gonna interview you, that was a simpler time. Or even for the supreme crowbar. Anyone remember the supreme crowbar?
The crowbar and the Swiss Army knife, that's all you need to trap, man.
Why does everyone want the crowbar?
Because it's a f***ing crowbar. Are you f***ing serious?
What are you gonna do with it?
Nothing, but I'm gonna own a f***ing crowbar now, so that's the f***ing shit.
So you've been waiting 10 hours for a crowbar that says Supreme?
Oh, I didn't even know it said Supreme. I just want a crowbar.
God, it was truly a simpler time. And I was reminded of that simpler time over the last few weeks with the chaos surrounding the release of the Swatch Audemars Piguet Royal Pop Collection, a line of colorful pocket watches in the shape of an AP Royal Oak. Yes, they're pocket watches. So I'm not sure if this is taking me back to 2018 or 1818. Ho, my good chap, tell me, do you have the time? Well, of course I do, my good sir. Here, hold on. Actually, I don't really know how to read an analog clock. Now listen, just a quick few pieces of background information if you're not a watch aficionado. Like I said, this whole thing is because of the Royal Pop's shape, which looks similar to a Royal Oak, which is an Audemars Piguet watch, which could run you anywhere from like $20,000 to $200,000, depending on the model, metal, etc. And also Swatch and AP teased this thing without revealing that it was a pocket watch first. So people were making like AI generated mock-ups of this thing, mock-ups of an actual watch, which would have been a lot more desirable than this Happy Meal toy ass back charm. But also importantly here, the Royal Oak is like the watch of choice for every 20-something-year-old rapper, Twitch streamer, Miami crypto scammer. It's like the never full bag of watches. And I mean that in the most derogatory sense possible. And look, there's nothing wrong with that. There's always going to be luxury items that people buy specifically because everybody else knows they're expensive. And the AP is one of them at this point. And so when the news initially dropped that now anybody with $400 on Klarna would be able to get their hands on an AP, it was like 9/11 for all the most vapid people on the internet.
Y'all seen this shit? $300, like just seeing this make me want to sell my AP. AP, what's up, man? What's going on? I done spent $200,000 on one of y'all watches. You telling me I could have waited till 2026 and spent $300 and got the same effect? The hoes can't tell the difference. They don't know what the if this a skeleton. I tell a girl, hey, this black ceramic AP limited edition, 300,000.
See, again, I appreciate the honesty of not even pretending like you bought the watch for the history of the brand or like the intricacies of the movement. I bought the watch so girls would think I'm rich. And I get it, man. I do. Like I said, I wanted the supreme brick. But also, I don't think the AP boardroom is holding an emergency meeting to figure out how to retain the business of the rapper DDG. Just a top-level meeting of pasty old Swiss dudes, all sweating over the fact that the rapper Twitch streamer DDG might be taking his business elsewhere. Anyway, it was honestly this molding from, like I said, every day trader, club promoter, sales coach in Miami that initially got me interested in this drop. Because, I've somewhat aged out of wanting things just because other people want them, and I'm now more like, I want things because it'll make other people angry. And you know what? Even being a pocket watch, I still think these are fun. And already every single factory owner in China is at work trying to come up with plastic wristbands that you can pop the watch part of the pocket watch into because it does physically pop out, hence the name Royal Pop. And $400 is a lot for this piece of plastic. I mean, bioceramic, piece of bioceramic, whatever the that means. But on the resale market, it's going for $2,000. And with an opportunity like that, why wouldn't you go buy one and become a reseller yourself? I mean, the only downside is the possibility of getting killed. You see, this is the type of shit where when people complain about gas prices, you have to ask, so did you drive to the mall for the AP Swatch collab? Because then I'm going to be a lot less sympathetic. Look at this. I mean, imagine these people were running to the polls instead of the Swatch store. You know, democracy would be saved.
He's actually
See, and here is another instance of intense moral conflict within me, because on one hand, I'm concerned about the use of force here. It really does look like this cop is spraying pepper spray simply because he's bored. But on the other hand, the people he's pepper spraying are scalpers. So, I don't know. This is hard. Thankfully, there's another angle too where it looks like the pepper spray drifts back into the face of the cops. So I think we can call this a victimless scenario all around. At a mall in Dallas, a guy got arrested, but at least he looks happy. I mean, this is way more fun than watching a new Star Wars movie. Again, all this hubbub, all this trampling, craziness that is going down for a plastic pocket watch that is not even a limited release. Like, they're going to be selling these for infinite amount of time, for infinite numbers of quantity. Resale values peaked on day one and are already crashing. You can already get certain colors in the $800 range. Granted, a lot of the resellers who were camping out for this didn't even know what it was going to look like or how many were going to be made when they decided to go pitch their tents. But that's all the more reason that your career is so embarrassing. So if you guys can hear that, this is a reseller who is crowded around the Swatch store in a mall with a couple hundred other sheep telling a security guard to go get a real job, which this location was shut down. Not a single person there even got a watch. So of all the people on my screen right now, the only person who did get paid here is in fact the security guards. Where do people get the balls, man? And people criticizing Swatch for how this whole thing went down with scenes straight out of a zombie apocalypse movie. I mean, look at this shit. But I mean, Swatch closed their stores and people still showed up. Like, this is with Swatch closing the stores and it still looked like World War Z. AP this, AP that. Some of y'all should have taken AP classes in high school. But all right, let's see what was being said on the front lines.
Due to the safety of our staff and you guys, we have to shut down the stores for today. The collection is going to be available for a long time. It's not just one day selling. It's going to be here for a year, 2 years.
I appreciate the gentle parenting of like trying to talk your kid off the ledge when they don't get the Happy Meal toy that they want. Does Swatch train their store employees by having them like manage a toddler for a week? Because it's working. Don't worry, guys. We'll still have the toys next year. There's always next Christmas, or maybe even for your birthday. It's an honorable gambit, but again, we know almost everybody there is there because they're trying to make money, not because they actually care about the pocket watch. And before anyone jumps in the comments, by the way, and goes, "What is going on in America?" Let's see what's going on in jolly old England.
There are no more watches. The queue is full. We're cut off now. There is no more you need here. I have no further watches to sell. It's already in there. It's not a lie.
Why did you have enough?
Situation.
Why did you have enough?
Next station.
Why did you have enough?
Why
Why did you have enough?
I am not.
Why did you do
I am
this?
making a statement. There are no further watches available. There is no.
In case you can't hear it, by the way, this fine gentleman is screaming, "Why didn't you have enough?" at another Mother Teresa level patient store manager. Like, even if you're right, man, even agreed that having 40 watches per store on day one is mismanagement given the level of hype, sure. But one, what is she going to do about that? Like, what is this lady going to do about that? Go in the back, roll up her sleeves and start making a watch for you? What is the point of complaining? And two, we all know you're not a fan who's upset that you're not going to get a watch today. You're a scalper who's mad you're not going to make easy money today. And not for nothing, by the way, but look at these cops in London, man. You got 4 blokes in top hats and everybody's acting sweet. Versus in America, they have literal guns and people are still trying to start shit over a plastic pocket watch. Actually, I guess the Brits might be in the right on that one. Although I did see at one point in one TikTok that they brought out the dog in the UK, which I appreciate the implication that they're gonna let a wolf loose on a crowd including children. But look, I don't want to leave a false impression that the only winners in this whole thing was the Swatch Corporation and the budgets of every police department in the Western world. A couple resellers did in fact make it.
That's a come up, bro. Starting the resale market. Homeboy come up, bro. We starting it right here, bro. Tampa, Florida, New York, bro. We got the AP, first AP in Tampa right here. Let's go. No fake shit.
First AP Swatch in Tampa, Florida. I mean, somebody get the local news on the line, and Florida man paid $2,300 for that to flex on IG for all of 2 weeks that he has, again, a pink pocket watch. And at the end of this video, he says that he's willing to sell it for $3,500. So again, it's resellers selling to other resellers. I'm sure nobody's gonna get caught holding the bag here. Guys, real quick, I wanna thank the sponsor of today's video, Nourish. As y'all know, I love working out, but I often struggle with the other half of my health, which is my diet. I've mentioned it before, but I've struggled with IBS and heartburn for basically my entire life, and managing those symptoms is all the more difficult when you're not paying attention to what you're eating. And I often don't, which is why I was excited to give Nourish a try. Nourish is an online platform that connects you to registered dietitians who have experience managing a whole host of health conditions, so they can help you develop these sustainable and lifelong skills when it comes to your diet. It takes less than 5 minutes to sign up, all appointments happen over Zoom, so whatever your schedule is, you can make something work. The dietitian that I got an appointment with was so nice and so helpful. To be honest, I was definitely going in with the attitude of like, what are they gonna tell me that I don't already know? But instead, we walked step by step through my very hectic lifestyle and diet, and she gave me specific advice on how I could manage some of these health conditions I have while still reaching my protein goals for my fitness goals. We talked about how to shop for and prep IBS friendly meals, ideas to incorporate more fruits and vegetables into my diet, and strategies for maintaining my protein intake, which I'm very passionate about given how much time I spend in the gym, without letting all the other nutrients that are just as important fall to the wayside. Seriously, my dietitian was so nice, so cool, and actually gave me advice that I felt like I could put into practice. Advice that's actually helpful and workable. And in case you're wondering, Nourish is covered by hundreds of insurance plans in all 50 states. 94% of their clients pay $0 out of pocket. And with the Nourish guarantee, there is zero surprise billing, so your first appointment will always be covered, even if your insurance eventually denies. So if you've been wanting to improve your diet, your health, or just your relationship with food, check out the link in the description box below. Go nourish yourself with Nourish, and thanks again to them for sponsoring this video. All right, who else? Went in, paid $500, came out, and instantly charged $2,000. Gotta love ATL. Well, that's beautiful. And also the lady who was recording this perhaps got the best deal out of everyone here.
I was trying to get a black one for my brother, but that didn't happen. It's okay. Yeah, I still want it.
Here, take my number.
Okay. You're not gonna charge me $2,000, right?
I won't charge you $2,000. Let me take you to Lake Colonial.
To where?
Lake Colonial.
What is that?
So the guy goes up to her and is like, yeah, don't worry, I can get you one of the watches for your brother. Just give me your number. All it'll cost you is dinner at Le Colonial, which Le Colonial is a bougie French restaurant, I guess, in Atlanta. So ladies, get off of Hinge. Your husband is out there. He's at the King of Prussia Mall in Pennsylvania, hustling Swatch pocket watches in the parking lot. I hope they do actually go on this date. Can you imagine the wedding vows? My dearest beloved, I was hoping for the Huit Blanc or maybe the pink one because they have the highest resale values on StockX. But in the chaos of the Lenox Square Mall parking lot, I found you. I'm so sorry. I'm tearing up. But then again, if there's one lesson from both capitalism and Fortnite, it's that you're only winning if someone else is losing.
Bro, first of all, I want to say Swatch is some liars. Okay, they lied to all of us. We was out here 5 days straight. Yeah. No shower. Yeah. Barely eating. Yeah. Barely going to the bathroom. Yeah. They split the line into 4 lines. Yeah. They went left. They went right. They went into this little group of section. I don't even know if this is a line. And they missed everybody that slept in the back and laid their head on that concrete. I laid my head on that floor. And they missed everything. Get the floor.
Get the floor. I've been saying, why do we even need the news anymore? This is real journalism. So right here, folks, we have the concrete slab where this gentleman slept for 5 days, only to get completely skipped over in line. You can actually feel the coldness of the concrete resonating at the exact same frequency as this gentleman's desperation, regret, and general dissatisfaction with life.
That's some bullshit. They caused this chaos. This was their plan the whole time.
This was their plan the whole time. I appreciate the implication that the Swatch Corporation had a plot in the making for months, if not years, to up this guy's day specifically. Like, I hear everything you're saying, man. Like, and this sucks, but you know, you're acting like someone held a gun to your head and forced you to camp outside of a Swatch store for 5 days. This was your use of free will, I fear.
Today morning, we have not left. We have been here, rain, shine, and whatever. Have not left this spot, bro. And everybody starts cutting, man. And now I'm Ohio, bro. Now I'm flying home.
That is up.
Ain't got nothing, bro.
Ohio is crazy. That is wild.
Look, I want to feel bad for you guys. Actually, no, I don't. You flew in from Ohio for this, and he was outside the store for 5 days. Flights are not cheap right now, okay? But let's say it cost him $300 to fly in from Columbus, Ohio to New York for this drop. It costs $400 per watch. There's a limit of one per customer, plus taxes in New York City. Even putting aside any other expenses he might have had, like, you know, food or whatever else, $700 total in expenses with an expected resale value of $2,000. So an expected profit of $1,300. 5 days of starving yourself and pissing in empty water bottles. So let's say 5 times 24 hours, so 120 hours of work. $1,300 divided by 120 comes out to $10.83 an hour. $10 an hour, or not even $10 an hour, the hope of $10 an hour. Because of course he got he didn't even get one. So like, general advice here, instead of going from Ohio to New York, maybe you need to go from eBay to Indeed.com, because being a scalper is just the worst way to make money imaginable. I'm sorry. I get the economy sucks, I get jobs are hard to come by, but this is not a plan. I'd rather you be a drug dealer, honestly. It might be more respectable and, frankly, a better service to the community if you were a drug dealer.
The next thing I know, we start going through the door. I said, what's that sound, baby? People is stomping and screaming and running around, okay? I didn't come to be in on Stampede today, okay? I didn't know they were releasing Jordans too. Listen, y'all got too much going on in Lennox, boo. Too much going on. That man is gone. We get up to the store.
I wish I could have this lady around to narrate every ass thing that happens on TikTok. The one rational person in this mall, by the way, she took one look at all that and said, nah, I'm good. I'll come back in a couple weeks.
They shut down the store, okay? I couldn't even see a little piece of preview of watch. I went to Steve Mann to get this little pink set. I'm over it. I'm leaving here with something, okay? Yeah, I'll be back.
Yeah, I'm over it too. Listen, at the end of the day, I do genuinely appreciate this brief return to 2016 hypebeast culture, this walk down memory lane. The pandemic ruined so many things, okay? One of them being hordes of people being willing to die for deals and limited release tchotchkes. Sure, there are one-offs like the pink Stanley Cup. Alright, but it just doesn't hit the same. Even during peak PS5, like resale mania, so much of it was happening online. We lost something as a culture, like the thrill of stomping on another human being's throat in order to get 40% off a flat screen TV. If you're Gen Alpha, you probably wouldn't know this, but we used to sit down as a nation, as a national family, on the Saturday after Black Friday, and Wolf Blitzer would tell us how many people died in Walmarts the night before. Because people would literally stampede these stores looking for Furbies or whatever the was trending that year. So if you're disappointed watching some of this footage, don't be. This is not new. We've always been this stupid. And that's beautiful. As long as you're not on the front lines yourself, just sit back, relax, and enjoy the absolute levels of delusion you have to talk yourself into as a scalper to justify camping outside of the Swatch store.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm not here for the watch. I'm here because I'm selling my spot. Because I know there's people out here that really want the watch more than I do. Like, for me, it'll just sit in my drawer somewhere. Like, I got an AP now.
Oh yeah, man, I'm sure you're just selling your spot because you've already got an AP at home. I'm sure paid line sitting, right? I'm sure camping outside in a lawn chair on the streets of New York City is totally the activities of somebody who has a $40,000 watch. I bet Beyonce is also waiting for you at home you know, cooking up a filet mignon steak as well. Somebody commented he means AP stands for a pocket watch. SMH. Oh god. Pocket watch this, pocket watch that. I'ma stay pocket watching. And as fun as all these colors are and the memes surrounding this release, I promise this is never going to be a flex. And anyone buying one of these at resale prices is genuinely lighting money on fire. And I'm not saying I'm Jacob Elordi here, alright, but I can say with confidence, no girl in the club is going to be impressed at your Disney Princess pocket watch. As a matter of fact, I don't think there's any watch period that will make a girl respect you. Okay, but even if there was, it wouldn't be this one. So here's my proposal, and I've thought very deeply about this, so I want you to take this seriously. What if we broke America up into 12 different regions based on where all the Swatch stores are located? And instead of paying $400 for one of these, we do a game where the hungriest resellers compete in Mortal Kombat in an enclosed arena with a cornucopia filled with AP Swatch pocket watches in the middle. And whoever wins gets to take all those bad charms home. We could call it something like the Hunger Games, except PETA has a Bape hoodie, and instead of miners, everyone in District 12 is a Depop lowballer. And Caesar Flickerman is Wolf Blitzer, and I guess President Snow is like the CEO of Swatch. Listen, I don't know where this analogy is going. The question I'm trying to pose is, sure, you're willing to die for a pocket watch, but are you willing to kill for one? Probably not. But you know, if Supreme ever released that brick again,